In the heart of Nigeria, the village of Umoba was a land of peace, where neighbors lived like family and the fields stretched as far as the eye could see. But beneath the peace lay a brewing storm. A large piece of land, rich and fertile, would soon become the center of a bitter dispute. It all began when Chief Okafor and Chief Nwosu, two respected elders, laid claim to the same piece of land. Their disagreement was the spark that lit the fire. The village council, known for its wisdom, was called upon to resolve the issue. But this was no ordinary dispute. Enter Mr. Obinna, a real estate agent from the city. He had heard of the fertile land and came with promises of wealth and development. Mr. Obinna painted a picture of prosperity. He spoke of modern farming, real estate, and a future where the village would be transformed. But the land's ownership was complicated. Chief Nwosu had an old document claiming the land, while Chief Okafor had the villagers' support. As the days passed, the tension in Umoba grew. The villagers began to take sides and the once united community started to divide. The dispute soon reached the courthouse. The land which had brought them together was now tearing them apart. To complicate matters, Mr. Obinna brought in an insurance agent. Miss Amaka explained how land insurance could protect them from future disputes. The court ruled in favor of Chief Nwosu, but Chief Okafor was not ready to give up. He vowed to appeal the decision, dragging the village deeper into conflict. As the legal battle continued, the village became more divided. Neighbors who once shared meals now barely spoke to each other. The land dispute had more than just legal consequences. The fertile fields lay abandoned, as the villagers' focus shifted from farming to fighting. In the midst of the conflict, betrayal reared its ugly head. Mr. Obinna, who had promised to help, was now only interested in his commission. Umoba, once full of life, was now a shadow of its former self. The villagers were tired, their spirits broken by the endless conflict. But hope was not lost. Mama Nkechi, an elderly widow, stumbled upon an old deed that could change everything. Mama Nkechi's discovery revealed that the land was once communal, belonging to all the villagers, not just one family. The council confronted the two chiefs with the new evidence. The land they were fighting over was never theirs to claim. The truth hit them hard. Their greed and stubbornness had torn the village apart and brought nothing but sorrow. Realizing their mistake, the two chiefs humbled themselves and asked the village for forgiveness, seeking to mend the broken bonds. In a move towards redemption, the chiefs agreed to return the land to the community, where it would be used for the benefit of all. With the help of a lawyer, the chiefs signed a legal document, ensuring the land would belong to the village forever. The village of Umoba rejoiced. The land that had caused so much pain was now a symbol of unity and hope. Ms. Amaka returned to the village, this time with a new message: how insurance could protect their communal land for generations to come. As the village recovered, the fields began to flourish once more, thanks to the hard work and unity of the villagers. Just as peace returned, the village received an unexpected windfall. Investors from the city offered to develop a modern farm on part of the communal land. The villagers had a decision to make. The offer promised wealth, but they had to consider the risks and the importance of preserving their heritage. A legal framework was established to protect the villagers' interests, with clear clauses on land use and profit sharing. Construction began, and the village worked hand in hand with the city workers to bring the project to life. As the project progressed, the villagers' trust grew. They saw the benefits of the development, not just in wealth, but in knowledge and opportunity. The first harvest was a success. The villagers celebrated, knowing they had turned a bitter dispute into a fruitful future. With the profits from the farm, the village built a school, ensuring that the next generation would have the education needed to build a better future. Umoba was once again a place of unity. The villagers had learned that they were stronger together than apart. The chiefs, once rivals, now sat together as friends, reflecting on the lessons they had learned about greed, unity, and the true meaning of leadership. Ms. Amaka continued to guide the village, helping them understand the importance of legal protection for their new school and other assets. With the village thriving, the elders began to plan for the future, looking at ways to improve healthcare and expand educational opportunities. As word of Umoba's success spread, more investors showed interest. But the council, now wiser, ensured that any deal would prioritize the community's welfare. But greed reappeared when Mr. Obina, the real estate agent, tried to manipulate the land documents for his gain. This time, the village was prepared. Mr. Obina was arrested, facing the legal consequences of his actions. The villagers watched, knowing that justice had finally been served. The village council, now more vigilant, emphasized the importance of trust and transparency in all future dealings. Women in Umoba began to take on leadership roles, guiding the village towards a brighter, more inclusive future. Umoba celebrated its roots with a traditional festival, honoring the past while embracing the future. The farm continued to grow, with more villagers involved and more crops being harvested, ensuring the village's prosperity. As the tension reached its peak, the village council faced their toughest decision yet. The future of Umoba lay in their hands, and they knew that one wrong move could spell disaster for everyone. Meanwhile, Chief Okafor reflected on his actions, realizing that his stubbornness had contributed to the chaos. For the first time, he questioned whether his quest for power was worth the cost. Chief Nwosu too was filled with regret. The once proud leader began to understand the true meaning of leadership, not through control, but through service and humility. In the city, Amaka tirelessly worked to gather more evidence, determined to bring justice to the village. Her resolve was unwavering, as she knew the stakes were higher than ever. The village elders called for a final meeting, urging both sides to find a peaceful resolution. It was a moment of truth, where pride and ego had to be set aside for the greater good. Chief Okafor and Chief Nwosu met in private, away from the prying eyes of the villagers. They spoke candidly, acknowledging their mistakes and the damage caused by their feud. With heavy hearts, they agreed to a compromise. The disputed land would be used for the benefit of the entire village, a community project that would serve all. The news of the compromise spread through Umuoba, and the villagers breathed a collective sigh of relief. The threat of division had been averted, and hope began to return. Amaka returned to the village, greeted as a hero for her efforts in securing the village's future. She was proud of what she had accomplished, but even more proud of her people for coming together. Mr. Obina, who had supported the compromise, shared his vision for the future of the village. He spoke of development, education, and prosperity, dreams that could now be realized. Eze and Adaeze, inspired by the events, decided to stay in the village and contribute to its growth. They saw potential in Umuoba and were determined to help it thrive. The village council began implementing the community project, with everyone pitching in. It was a collective effort that symbolized the newfound unity in Umoba. Chief Okafor and Chief Nwosu, once bitter rivals, worked side by side on the project. Their cooperation served as a powerful example to the rest of the village. As the project neared completion, the village held a celebration. It was a joyful occasion, with music, dancing, and laughter filling the air, a stark contrast to the tension of the past. The strength of the community was evident in every corner of Umuoba. From the fields to the new homes being built, everyone contributed, creating a village where unity and cooperation were the foundations of their success. As the sun rose over Umoba, it marked a new beginning. The villagers, united and hopeful, looked forward to a future filled with promise and prosperity.